consider yourself a man of style or fashion?
I certainly consider myself to be a man of style more than fashion. To me, style is something that stays with you forever. It's part of who you are. Meanwhile, fashion is something that it's a trend that you can follow, that's changing. Style is the way you move, the way you walk. To me, it's more the inner you, which radiates outward. Fashion is more something you cover the outside with, hoping to affect your inner, if that makes any sense. So I definitely consider myself more of a man of style. I think that I find my style in pretty much everything I do, and it translates itself in everything I do, from the way I walk, the way I move, the way I talk, the way I speak, should I say. Any mannerisms, I think those are exactly what style consists of. That's exactly what style is. It's your mannerisms. It's the way you decide to tilt your hat to the side without it being fabricated. Once again, I think fashion is more something that is fabricated. It's a trend. It's something that you follow. You try to emulate. Meanwhile, style is just who you are.
Can you give an example of style?
I sit back right now and I can remember a situation where an older gentleman came up to me one day and he asked me, why was it that I was overdressed? And I recall looking at him and telling him that I don't think that I overdress. It's more that I think that the world itself is underdressed. And I certainly believe that when you walk out your house, the way you present yourself, and it's not even so much for the world. Even before you get to that point, I go back and think, when you step out your house, if you take the time to present yourself in a manner that you feel good about yourself, I think it reflects itself in other aspects of what happens throughout the day.
What's the importance of looking good?
I certainly believe that once you walk out your house and you feel you look good, you tend to walk maybe your steps a little higher. You have that little swagger in your step. And I think that translates because, once again, once you deal with people on an everyday basis, you're talking to people, individuals, what happens is they can sense something. They sense that. They get that feel. They feel that confidence from you, that radiates from you. And that confidence itself translates in a lot of possible opportunities and just different things that you deal with on an everyday basis. So I really find it essential to leave my house in a way that I feel good about myself, and thus I think that transfers to the way the world looks at me also.
What are your vices?
I have a weakness for socks. Socks, pocket squares, and hats. Those are my vices right there. I love me some socks. Give me colorful socks, pocket squares. Things of that nature are definitely, I think actually what it is I think it's more about the accessories. I think that what separates men of style from men of fashion or common folk, I think it's definitely about the accessories. It's about details. I think when you walk into a venue per se, and two men may dress the same, they may have the same color suit, what separates them is the detail. It says a lot about the individual that they took a little more time to be a little more creative. It shows more about their personality, their attitudes. So that's why I think I'm just a man who appreciates those little things. I could never walk into a venue with, even if I wore the same colors as someone else, I don't think that I would ever find another individual dressed exactly like myself. And that's only because, once again, of the accessories. We could have the same blue jeans, a white shirt, but there'll always be something different in what I do than somebody else. So my vices are those three things that I mentioned. And once again, I really think that's what separates, that's what breaks you out of the pack. It's all about the accessories.
We almost forgot. Can you tell us who you are again?
I didn't tell you who I was the first time.
You's a little mother. You better be saying all this in your blog.
Okay. I've always thought that the message was always more important than the messenger. So who I am really isn't as important as what I say. That's it. Hopefully that's enough. Enjoy.